The art house sector is having a hard time right now. I won't, sugarcoat that. And that extends to not just independent features, but documentaries and certainly subtitled films.
I wish I could say that I was seeing a lot of positive signs in the way that independent film is performing theatrically. I think it has less to do with the fact that they're indie movies and more the fact that certain genres are just extremely challenged theatrically right now.
Films are going wider, and I don't think the studio can sustain that kind of play anymore. It just gets too expensive when films don't gross enough.
Another pandemic byproduct. Feeling the pressure for their films to cut through the streaming clutter, movie studios have been scaling their releases up to over 500 theaters almost immediately. If a movie can't grab the attention of the masses quickly, it will be relegated to the streaming void. But many believe such a rushed wide release is a hindrance to art house and independent films.
That is something we're dealing with, having to play movies all at one time.
The wider theatrical release, the more media dollars you're going to be spending towards it. You have to invest more to make that worthwhile for the consumer. But you also have to say, okay, well, is this a film that can sustain that level of release?
It's that pie. You're splitting that pie amongst all the other theaters in the area. So intuitively, those films just don't last. And that kind of bugs me a little bit too, because there's some movies that are very good that don't last as long because they're in more places.
Streamers investing heavily in awards contenders have adopted their own pandemic-era release strategy. Popularized by Netflix, it opts for a brief, limited theatrical splash before quickly retiring a film to its respective streaming service.
By the pricking of my thumbs.
The Tragedy of Macbeth,
wicked this way comes.
born from a cooperation between A24 and Apple, played in select theaters before appearing on Apple TV+. A24 enjoyed the status that comes with packing a few theaters for the film's limited release. Apple enjoyed the increased traffic to Apple TV+, and people outside major markets were able to see the film sooner than they would have in years past. Everybody wins. So what's the issue?
They're losing tons of money building up these streaming services. That can't go on forever. And at a point when they start charging enough to actually make money, we'll see what happens.